My name is Arthur Just, and I am Director of Deaconess Studies and a Professor of Exegetical Theology at Concordia Theological Seminary in Fort Wayne, Indiana. We are beginning our 8th year of Deaconess Studies at the seminary, and it's been my delight to be the director these last 7 years. One of the things that I was before was the Dean of the Chapel, which meant that I was able to direct the liturgical life of the seminary. And then for a while I was both Dean and the Director of Deaconess Studies, so we had this very unusual circumstance in which you had one person who was leading both the liturgical life and the diaconal life of the seminary. What a wonderful blessing it has been for us to have the Deaconess program and to learn what it means to embody mercy in the church. We have this extraordinary opportunity to show the church that women are servants of mercy. And from the beginning, our Deaconess program, and I think the work of the deaconesses in the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod, has been in the area of mercy. Because that's at the heart of the gospel. That's at the heart of what Jesus is all about. That he comes as a Messiah of mercy. Not a Messiah of vengeance, not a Messiah of justice, but a Messiah of mercy, who heals the sick and casts out demons and forgives sins and raises the dead. And the church's work is to continue that mercy in the sacramental life of the church as it brings the healing balm of Christ's word and the healing medicine of the sacraments. But walking alongside the pastor as he brings these things is the deaconess, who is able to embody mercy in concrete ways, actually addressing not just the soul, but also the body. I had a great privilege in the last month to be in Kenya again with the deaconesses there of the Evangelical Lutheran Church of Kenya. And we were able to lead a study entitled Taking Care of Body and Soul. And what we did was we talked to the deaconesses there in Kenya who visit people in the mud huts in which they dwell, who are, many of them, infected with the HIV/AIDS virus, many of whom are widows who are taking care of their grandchildren who are orphans, many of whom are also suffering from various things. We are able to help these deaconesses see what it is that they confront and how to address it spiritually, to do spiritual diagnosis, and then also to attend to some of the bodily needs that they have. Because what we found in talking to them is that not only is there suffering, but there is loneliness, and there is depression, and there is despair and hopelessness, and there is shame and stigma from the disease of HIV/AIDS. And then there is the fear of dying. And we tried to show them how to connect Christ to them in suffering. And we had a wonderful week of walking with them through some of these issues, listening to them, hearing how they do embody Christ and bring his mercy and his love and his forgiveness, in their presence, in their bringing a bag of maize or something tangible to help these women, that they are people who are women of mercy. What a great privilege it was to also accompany many of them on their visitations, both in the rural areas and in the slums of Nairobi and Kibera and Kawangware. This in many ways is the embodiment of what we're about in our deaconess program at Concordia Theological Seminary. Theologically training our women to address the needs of people who are broken by sin and death, to show them how it is that they might connect people to Christ in suffering, to show them how they participate with Christ in his sufferings, to show them how in suffering we are cast upon Christ in faith and trust, and that we look to him for our only help in time of need. And what a delight it is to see the church responding to diaconia by calling our deaconesses as interns and as deaconesses in the church. We thank you all for your support. and we pray that God will continue to lift up the work of diaconia through the deaconesses in the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod.